Adanwa, iye bulu mmanya. You go see him onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is a region. Oyije moto. Kero ya butelfa. Oyije. Bokope, si abokope. Bokope.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws?
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver again, I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. You're welcome. Adanwa, iye bulu mmanya. You go see him onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is a region. Oyije moto. Kero ya butelfa. Oyije. Bokope, si abokope. Bokope.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws?
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver again, I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. You're welcome. Adanwa, iye bulu mmanya. You go see him onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is a region. Oyije moto. Kero ya butelfa. Oyije. Bokope, si abokope. Bokope.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws?
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver again, I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. ada nwaanyị ihe bulu mmanya egosi anyị onye isi na ọgịna ebe anyị ọkwa na ya nọ. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is only Onye moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye ije. Bokope, si abokope.
We shouldn't have used this bus.
Go. Why are you worried? Or get me?
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can now deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. You're welcome. Ada nwaanyị ihe bulu mmanya egosi anyị onye isi na ọgịna ebe anyị ọkwa na ya nọ. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is only Onye ije moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye ije. Bokope, si abokope.
We shouldn't have used this bus.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Or get me?
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can now deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. You're welcome. Ada nwaanyị ihe bulu mmanya egosi anyị onye isi na ọgịna ebe anyị ọkwa na ya nọ. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is only Onye ije moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye ije. Bokope, si abokope.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Or me?
They just called me and they told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can now deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that on your motors? I need your services very quickly. You're welcome. Adangwa, iye bulu mmanya, je gosi anyị onye isi na ọgịna. Ibe anyị ọkwa na ya nọ. So, take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it's a region. Onye ije moto. Kedu onye butere ụtọ? Onye ije. Bọkọpị, si abọkọpị.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me and they told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that on your motors? I need your services very quickly. My love. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't want. Iye bulu mmanya. Je gosi anyi onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na ya no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is your region. Onye moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye Bokopi, say Bokopi. Bokopi.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me and they told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that on your motors? I need your services very quickly. My love. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't want. Iye bulu mmanya. Je gosi anyi onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na ya no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to Onye moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye Bokopi, say Bokopi. Bokopi.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Me.
They just called me and they told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that on your motors? I need your services very quickly.
Ndewo na onye ọma na-esonyere anyị. Good morning and welcome to today's episode of NKATA na Voice of the East. Bamboka iklikie akara subscribe anyị ka follow kwa ma share ife anyị na-eme n'ụtụtụ akpọ ụmụnne gị na ndị oyi gị na ikwu na ibe ka fabia ka anyị kpaa nkata gbasara politics. Ọkachasị ka o si wee gbasara anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo ya na South East. Afam bụ Nneoma and ọbụrụ sọsọ m nwa na dị akpabanya bụ nkata mụ na nwanne m nwoke Mayor nọ ya n'ụtụtụ a. Mayor nnọọ keke me daalụ. Ife na-eme na obodo anyị Obulibu last week, that is izuka galaga anyị kwu maka wayek na jambo na asikwa na ashiro mana odikwaka this week nyabu insecurity abegokwa bia nodo na the forefront of the conversation imagone insecurity a na-ekwu maka ya ma nke na-eme na abia ma nke na-eme ni just on obele odrokwa this bad like the beginning of the year maka mgbe ibidolu this year no odika onya bu insecurity ji onye obuna n'onu mana anyị na-enweta akụkọ na enwekwa ka ihe si wee dị in some places n'Enugu nwekwa ka o si dị in some places na Abia State so anyị etinyekwa ọnụ n'ụtụtụ and then as regards the security problem I check ya ife na-ewu n'internet kamgbe ọ dịka ife abụọ Friday night ka nya bụ ife bido owu because Saturday night Owebulu, one of the most popular pastors na Nigeria, nwakwalo Ukaha na Southeast eba, the very popular na House on the Rock. The head pastor, Pastor Femi Adifarosin, was seen along the Ikeja-Lekki axis in Lagos, born on that point what looked like a firearm at an influencer that was trying to record his Kadafa Muta truck, cyber truck. Was it? Or was it a Range Rover?
Yeah, Range Rover Sport.
Okay, but he magamuta de kwaka cyber truck and they are not there for sales on no of mama moto bagote no hey fugia because of the influencer system. So the young man was trying to record him or where what putai found one or a pistol, the kind of firearm. So it wasn't just that, but the problem, because so it happened on Friday night, and then by Sunday morning, that was Onyawa. Owesindo kafa nafabiaki yakowalu fi femenu yajiwe point ya or what puta the firearm or what looked like a firearm. If on your last explanation, webe the madam Nigerians and netizens because we Pastor Femi said that he was creating massive aggressive content. Mayor, what do you think about this?
Okay, first of all, right, I'd like to point out that I attend House on the Rock.
Okay, that is good information.
Yeah, so that particular incident, firstly, looking at it from a logical point of view, we don't know what that was. People are speculating that it's a pistol. Some people are saying it's a stun gun. Some people are saying it's a taser. You know, we don't know what that was. But seeing that he reached for it when he saw
this guy,
the guy, you know, trying to record him and even winding down. First of all, I don't know. Among the reason why you wind there down, that is one the first thing because not just go along. But the
young man Emerald approach.
The young man but obviously Biana wind down. I don't know the reason for you know his winding down and also bringing out this thing. Even though it wasn't like this, it was this and then we only saw it when he was you know trying to you know remove his hand from where he was. So that is the first thing. Secondly, something like this happened and you now one day month of Fabia on Sunday he cleared the air on the particular situation. What I expected from him is firstly go with that thing
you know
go to on Sunday. Can the madonna na the church confirm more no pistol or stun gun or taser or pepper spray if you are not online that is the first way to honestly clear you know the air on an issue like this. You are a man of God. You are, you know, a lot of people look up to you for spiritual guidance, even you know, physical guidance and all of that. It was very disappointing to listen to his reply to the situation, even though I'm a member of the church. Do you understand? That is not a way. That's not a good way to clear the air on an incident and also instill confidence in the people you are leading. That is an irresponsible way of, you know, clearing the air. He didn't take responsibility, and that's a very big issue in the Nigerian system. I also have an issue with the facts now. What are you clapping for? Honestly, what are you clapping for? call if you make your sense call. In Akuli Akana, imagine say first you know an attack against the body of Christ or something. He was trying to twist the whole situation, and that is not right. That is not right. I was expecting no yeji that item. Biana church go see and on his sheep. He show it to his sheep. Say this is what I was holding in that video.
Yeah.
You say you're not holding a firearm. This is not a firearm. Equally, it goes in the mud. Careful, if ijinaka, then the matter will be put at rest. But seeing that you went that particular way, it is also fair for people to believe that that is still it is a firearm. Do you understand?
Insecurity is a very delicate subject in this country right now. The stories coming out from states like Delta, places like Niger, even Benue State, even Mana Southeast, if that behavior from a pastor, firearms, dangerous objects that might endanger others. In fact, we're still dealing with Fulani headsmen and whatever that warrants nafagade firearms that nobody has actually nobody wants to address the fact that farmers are allowed to, a certain group of farmers are allowed to carry arms. All over the country, nobody says anything. Man, if most other people the authorities are not calling said Pastor Femi. Pastor Paul. Fire more whatever object that was that he showed us in that video. Or the just go to bed about it.
Then if you think they will call him, then I think you are not. You don't. Do you not know how Nigeria works? If you are expecting them to call him to come and shoot that, then you don't really know. He's a very how do I put it? He's a very influential man.
So behaviors like this, would we still tell people, the young men, when they try to, for whatever reason, arm themselves, would we also say that they don't have valid reason, or does being popular, or does being famous, or being rich
it's not even just
in Nigeria, does it remove consequences from actions?
Popular, famous, or rich. This is the lead pastor of one of the top 10 most powerful churches in Nigeria, most influential churches in Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying. Does this omit him?
So it doesn't omit him, but the Nigerian system, we all know how it works. Nobody is going to call him. So if we are going to be honest and truthful to ourselves with the way and face reality, you would see that the whole matter has died down.
Makani family abankata na ekwu okwu bụ na asị na nne ewu na-ata agba nwe ya nọdụ n'akụkụ na-enene ya maka na ife na-emebe anyị na Nigeria na-abụ oge ụfọdụ anyị jiri aka anyị kpata nkụ ahụhụ afọ ịma ife bụ ahụhụ bụ little ants ịghọtago ọnụ abụọ iji aka anyị kpata nkụ ahụhụ anyị ewebe iwe na ngwere juru na compound bịala anyị visiting day ifugie and inene anyị ifu na ife na-emekwa na anyị oge ụfọdụ ọ dịka anyị maji aka anyị wee na-ebubata nya bụ nkụ arụrụ juru na arụ n'ụlọ mana anyị ga-eje ka anyị lechala obele afịa nọ afịa ka anyị na-azụ anyị ga-elechala obele afịa anyị ga-anachitekwa ka anyị continue kwa na anya bụ nkata tinyekwa anya na one or two other stories anyị na-abịa.
You're welcome. Adangwa, iye bulu mmanya. Je gosi anyị onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na ya no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is your region. Onye ije moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye ije. Bokope, say Bokope.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Oh my God.
Adugo, why are you worried? Or get me?
They just called me. They told me that the car broke down and they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
Tofia.
This driver can I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? Is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly. My love. You're welcome, you're welcome. I don't want. Iye bulu mmanya. Je gosi anyị onye se na ogina. Iba ya kwa na ya no. So take this one, show us the person. If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is your region. Onye moto. Kedu onye butere fa? Onye Bokope, say Bokope.
na ife gbasara obodo anyị generally as a country ọkachasị ka o si wee gbasata anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo maka na anyị nwa bụ onu ndị Igbo anyị na-ekwu nke ndị Igbo na-anụ daalụ na join anyị meyo anyị na-akpa maka ife melụ Pastor Paul Adefarasin anyị esigo na ya bụ nkata wee pụta ọpụkwa na o nwelu one or two other contributions or even comments nwelu na ya bụ okwu nyere anyị aka ka idobe obi gị na the comment section anyị ga-agba mbọ ka anyị gụpụta ya ka anyị nekwa ya anya as well. Speaking of insecurity ka anyị natakwa n'Enugu ba anyị ebe a ige ntị ọ bụ na i follow our former programs ị ga-afụ na about a week ago anyị kpakwa maka the incident about onye eze na Uzowani around the Eziagu axis where he was caught with some very dangerous, in fact if I follow na be nwoke a dị unbelievable. I can't ekwu na ejide nya bụ nwoke ka ọ na-achị gbafụ from the country. Thank God for the immigration officer who was able to hold him down despite refusing millions in naira ihe ofachalo the young man to let him go. But that young man, I know what news that so many dignitaries have gone ahead to bless him. You know, Agozugie, in fact, from the look of things, he has gotten so much more than Ife Nyabu Onyezemele promise. Now, that's not the issue this morning because I can Nyabi Hemel. It turns out that the Enugu state government has destroyed the property, which is the area the crime was done. The crime scene has been destroyed. Why it was destroyed? The populace and most journalists, Amaro why, Anya Jukatagwasino, Achoroke, so many things have come up. Manani we check you go for the usual thing to do, the natural process that it would have followed, but now that place Ake out for investigations and prior things. But it has been destroyed. I follow live video of when the property was razed down, despite what we expected. Mana, as at yesterday, according to security forces in Enugu State, a man named Ezugu, that is Ezugu Bunwoke, Onyisi Vigilante, na Eziagu, who was able to accost this Onyeze in his home. with his vigilante boys. It turns out that after that incident, he has gone ahead to continue combing around that environment. According to this story, he has been looking around for killer headsmen around the Uzuwani and the Ziago axis. Ezugu has been invited twice with his vigilante group to the Enugu State Police Command headquarters through the office of the Deputy Commissioner of Police. The Enugu State government have summoned the chairman of Uzuwani local government area as well, Mr. Chijoke Ezugu, over allegations that he and his vigilante group have been combing forests and going after killer headsmen. According to security sources, the invitation was to find out why he was doing this and any other thing. So why do you think that the government might be worried that somebody is trying to, secure their environment that is obviously not safe?
It's a very funny, this particular one is a very funny situation because obviously if it was the Ezugu and his men that, found out Onyeze was his name. So if it was him that found out Onyeze and his men, firstly, they should be commended.
Okay.
Yes, rather than being called for investigations, for questioning. They should be commended because they have done what the other security forces, other security outfits cannot do. But then again, we have to look at it from their own point of view. Right, if they called him to, as the police can actually, they are in their rights to call him to, find out his mode of operation.
I agree.
And the rest of it. But then again, rather than trying to, antagonize him for doing that, they should commend him and see how his team can work with the Enugu State Police, the Nigerian Police Force in Enugu State, the Enugu State Police Command, and also the other security outfits in Enugu to curb out these people who are, causing this insecurity in the state. So that's why I have to say they shouldn't try to antagonize him and his team for their efforts. Rather, they should commend them and see how to, also help them in, curbing this issue of insecurity. Because in Enugu, we've been hearing about a lot of herdsmen issues. I know Mande Kelafaha or issues in the issues of Bena and the Fulani herdsmen in the state and in the country said. So they should, commend them and see how to collaborate in, put together their efforts to be able to, curb out this menace and also strengthen the security system in Enugu State. Because
as in Kanjo maka ina most times it's difficult for the security forces to get to the rural communities, right? So most people okay for the government to allow local community security of some sort.
Yes.
Yes. Most especially communities where there are own small groups of vigilante, monitored by government. But I'm just thinking, in those very local rural communities, I must say, yes, or the na solve the problem. We don't see the army in these communities. And massive kidnaps and a blue was in our buses in hundreds. Garcia for miles and miles in transporting them. Nobody is stopping them. So instead of loan our rural communities, government empower local vigilantes.
Yes, because all these local vigilantes in the community. If to be governor Anambra. So he empowered these security outfits, vigilante security outfits. Motto, bring her different arms and other things. And they were the ones who helped keep Anambra safe during his tenure. So I also see, in where I am from, Nnewi, we have our local security outfits, our vigilantes. They are the ones who maintain law and order.
And they are members of the community.
And they are members of the community.
See?
So, that community, so you understand. But the police cannot really do this. Oh, Fajide Mado, which I am very against.
Okay, you are against the Italy.
Yes.
Okay.
Arrest then call the police, take the person and hand the person.
Okay,
you're
not in support. Okay, that is good.
Lawful ways, of doing things. So Ejidonia, the vigilante arrests the situation, the offender, and hands over to the police. Even in my town till now, Nnewi, why Ifeanyi is loved in Nnewi is because he's the only person who stood his head out and try to attack insecurity in Nnewi. He empowers those vigilantes.
Okay.
Gives them we can sleep comfortably. We can sleep comfortably in my community now because we have local vigilantes.
And the government is in support
of
them.
Aware.
Imana Soludo brought something like that in Anambra.
So
are you in support or not in support? We need to go on a break.
Where we come back for today.
Nkata politics but a voice of the East. So nyala subscribe, share, like, comment na nkata ni na ba. Onwekwa stories ichokwa ka itinye onu nia, gba mbọ ka itinye ya na comment section. Ka ijele nwebela afia anyị na-anachite.
We shouldn't have used these balls.
Hello, Nne.
Where are you guys?
Our car broke down.
Very affiliated with the Civil War. He even launched a book earlier this year about what had happened during that time. To the shock of most Nigerians. Onye ọbụla na-wonder, kedu femelo former head of state, Yakubu Gowon, ji wee malitekwa ikwu ihe gbasara ana Igbo and the Biafra Civil War. Former head of state, Yanye Jelu na Abuja on Saturday, and he was able to share with Nigerians and journalists and other top elites of the society about his thoughts on Ihemelona, the Civil War. According to him, he shared his reflections on the Nigerian Civil War, describing it as the most difficult period of his life. He spoke live in Abuja after he was honored with a Lifetime Integrity and Achievement Award on the 5th Convention of the Christian Men's Fellowship, the Anglican Diocese of Abuja. He mentioned that the decisions that he had to take during the Nigerian Civil War was not his choice. What do you have to say about this?
The question is then whose choice was it? We all have read and we had stories of what happened during the war. I am go makifeme no gano na I dekwa make on the 31st of May or
30th of May.
30th of May.
Oh, that is the Biafra Day.
The Remembrance Day. So if it was not his choice, he should have also gone ahead to tell us whose choice it was. You understand? I don't. One thing with Nigerian elites or the political class is that they always try to sound politically correct and diplomatic in every situation. But at the end of the day, you can't give half answers, right? If I was a journalist that was sitting there listening to him speak, I would have asked a follow-up question. It wasn't your choice. Whose choice was it?
He was being given an award.
Oh, okay.
He raised almost 30 plus, million in his book launch.
Oh, okay.
Even much more than that. And now he's receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Achievement of what? What did he achieve? The war?
It's difficult to know.
Okay. So that is the issue. So now the war wasn't his choice, right? But it was also his choice to not to not keep to the Aburi Accord. It was also his choice to go and, you know, go against the agreements that was reached. It wasn't his choice to lead a war that killed over 3 million of the people he was leading. So whose choice was it then? So it didn't, that particular statement doesn't really make sense.
It was a statement that caused a problem on the internet, because when this news flooded yesterday, the comment sections on most of the news channels in Nigeria was bubbling with Igbos asking all kinds of questions. Some of the questions that were coming out is the one you just asked: whose fault was it? I mean, you would have pointed us to whose fault is it. And then most Igbos are wondering why former head of state Yakubu Gowon has not necessarily apologized directly to Ndi Igbo.
It's for you to see the whole motive behind the war. How did it start? Right?
How did it start?
What was the events that led to the breakout of the war? You know, the war didn't just start in 1967 like it is written. The war started, the events that led to the war was the pogroms.
From 1964.
From 1963, I think. Yeah, when the first coup that installed Aguiyi happened.
Yeah.
They termed it an Igbo coup, right?
Of course, that is what it is.
They termed it an
nationally known
right?
as.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the coup had even people from other, you know, nationalities, people from other tribes and ethnic groups.
They're involved.
Involved in
That's
the coup,
true.
right? Kaduna and Zogu. We always remember that he is Igbo when it is time to remember the coup. But we do not remember that when it's time to honor him, or to say good things about him, we say he's not Igbo. Do you understand? So, from the coup to the pogroms, when Igbo people were being killed in different places, like the anti-Igbo pogroms, the counter coup, when Aguiyi was killed, right? So all these things, they really need to be honest with themselves. Gowon and the other people who were in the helm of affairs at that time, they really need to be honest with themselves, because even the declaration of Biafra was not just a decision that Ojukwu, you know, took on, or was not just a decision that Ojukwu took out of the blues. It was a carefully thought out decision that was made by the leaders from the eastern region. Even Nnamdi Azikiwe was part of those leaders then. Do you understand? Yeah. Even though he later pulled out. Do you understand? So all these things, they need to be honest with themselves. If they were not killing Igbo people in the north, in different parts of Nigeria, the war would probably not have happened. But they were killing Igbo people because of something that happened about 3 years ago. So that's it. It's not they need to be honest. He needs to be honest. If it wasn't his choice, whose choice was it then? So that's
the very heartbreaking, because you never hear them try to tell an actual story as
they don't.
Nobody is telling us, okay, see what happened. What everybody seems to be saying is damage control. Everybody is saying it wasn't really my fault.
It wasn't
necessarily me that did it. So again, I wonder. Man, I want only say sorry. Man, if I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
We don't even need their sorry.
It would have made sense.
The worst thing is that we don't need their sorry.
No,
what we need is for them to give us what duly belongs to us.
Why do you think it keeps coming up? Why does the conversation, especially from people like that, someone like Gowon, why does he keep talking about this experience?
They would never want to take responsibility for their actions. You should know how the Nigerian political class behave. None of them want to ever take responsibility for their actions, right? There was a time he said that he had to do it to keep Nigeria united, right? You had to go to war to keep Nigeria united. But when people were being killed, you didn't think of it. You didn't think of protecting them to keep Nigeria united.
Killing a particular group of people.
When they were being killed in Kano and other parts of the country, you didn't think of protecting them, of keeping them safe, to keep Nigeria one. But it was now when they decided to move from the stop and protect themselves from being killed that you thought of keeping Nigeria one. So make it make sense. So that's just
from the conversations. Thank you so much for joining us. This program is supported and sponsored by Onije Motors. Check our details careful. Kije obuni na-eje Onitsha na-eje Aba na-eje Owerri ebe obuni na-eje na South East je na Onije Motors anyị make sure na ebe na-eje na ijele ya n'udo na ọṅụ anyị nwekwa free Wi-Fi and all the good things for you to enjoy on a ride with us. Gbambo ka isonyela anyị every Monday morning by 9 a.m. ebe mụ na Mayor na akpachalụ nkata ife melụ na be anyị in the week before. Afa m bụ Nneoma. Gbambo ka isonyela anyị next week. Have a very beautiful week ahead.
And they're stranded.
Our in-laws.
Yes.
This
Tofia.
driver, okay, I will deal with that driver. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, is that Onije Motors? I need your services very quickly.
ụtụtụ ọma ebe ọ bụla iso na-anọnyere anyị na South East na mpaghara South East nọ n'Enugu ịnọ n'Ebonyi ịnọ n'Aba ịnọ n'Ụmụahịa ịnọ n'Owerri ebe ọ bụla ịnọ Onije Motors abatago n'Enugu ehenụ maka na ọkwụ na enwere ọkwa oche solumu ka efu na anyị abịago na Holy Ghost Bus Terminal 2 n'Enugu State na 042 Coal City ebe ife niile na-eme ebe Onije Motors na-esi wee na-ewere ọwala anyị abịago nekwa anyị akwa ịfụrụ ụgbọala anyị dị sarasara ụgbọala anyị dị samsam ọ ga-eme kisho na ijelulu ebe ị na-eje n'udo ịnata n'udo maka na ụgbọala dị ndụ dị paramount ka ị wee nwee safety ka ị nwee security ifugia Onije Motors na offer gị security na offer gị safety na offer gị comfort and luxury nya ịchọrọ ije holidays ka ị na-eje ịzụ afịa ịchọrọ ka ụmụ gị na school ma ọ bụ ebe ọ bụla ị na-eje ịchọrọ ije jafe ụmụnne gị ma ị na-ana obodo ịmatara ihe ọ bụla ị na-eme bịa ka isoro Onije Motors wee jee njem gị anyị ga-eme kishon na ijelu na udo anyị ga-eme kishon na ebe ị na-eje na ijelulie na arụ isi ike enwerokwa ihe ga-eme gị ifugi anyị make question na itinyelu nwa security measures to make sure na ụgbọala anyị buluru gị ebe ị na-eje make sure na ịdị safe nke a bụ nke ndị Igbo nke a bụ nke ejirimara ndị Igbo ndị ọkwọ ụgbọala anyị that is our drivers inene anya fa na-ejike na njike ndị Igbo wite akwa ọcha ha na-eyi n'okpu mmemme njirimara ndị Igbo ịnekwa n'anya efu na ụgbọala anyị na-achakekwe na njirimara ndị Igbo ịnanya anyị ji nsibidi wee desia ụmụ ife ọ bụrụ na ị na-aghọta asụsụ Igbo ị ga-aghọta na ife anyị minil bụ na nke a bụ nke anyị na-emela anyị ji wee na-akpọ ndị Igbo niile na-akpọkwa ụmụ Naijiria niile ka ị bịa sonyere Onije ebe ọ bụla ị na-eje n'ala Igbo bịa ka ị soro Onije Motors Onije anyị bụ ojemba daalụ.
If you want safety, if you want comfort, if you want to go to wherever your destination is, it is Onije. Onije Motors. Kedu onye butere fa? Onije. Bokopi, si abokopi.
Ndewo na Enugu ụtụtụ ọma ebe ọ bụla iso na-anọnyere anyị na South East na mpaghara South East nọ n'Enugu ịnọ n'Ebonyi ịnọ n'Aba ịnọ n'Ụmụahịa ịnọ n'Owerri ebe ọ bụla ịnọ Onije Motors abatago n'Enugu ehenụ maka na ọkwụ na enwere ọkwa oche solumu ka efu na anyị abịago na Holy Ghost Bus Terminal 2 n'Enugu State na 042 Coal City ebe ife niile na-eme ebe Onije Motors na-esi wee na-ewere ọwala anyị abịago nekwa anyị akwa ịfụrụ ụgbọala anyị dị sarasara ụgbọala anyị dị samsam ọ ga-eme kisho na ijelulu ebe ị na-eje n'udo ịnata n'udo maka na ụgbọala dị ndụ dị paramount ka ị wee nwee safety ka ị nwee security ifu gị onye ije motos na-ọfa gị security na-ọfa gị safety na-ọfa gị comfort and luxury nya ịchọrọ ije holidays ka ị na-eje ịzụ afịa ịchọrọ ka ụmụ gị na school maọbụ ebe ọbụla ị na-eje ịchọrọ ije jafe ụmụnne gị ma ị na-ana obodo ịmatarọ ihe ọbụla ị na-eme bịa ka ị soro onye ije motos wee jee njem gị anyị ga-eme kishon na ijelu na udo anyị ga-eme kishon na ebe ị na-eje na ijelulie na-arụ isi ike enwerokwa ihe ga-eme gị ifu gị anyị mekikwe sure na anyị tinyelu nwa security measures to make sure na ụgbọala